Happy New Year's Eve, everybody, or Happy New Year's, depending on what part of the world you're in. I just wanted to spend tonight, the last day of 2023. It's 7 p.m. in my time zone still, so it's not New Year's for me yet. Just thought it would be fun to spend tonight just drawing some art, just whatever I feel like. Probably mostly, I thought I might try to figure out how to draw some Undertale fan art, because I've been meaning to learn how to draw those characters for a while, and, just have a chance to hang out and chat, maybe talk about how 2023's gone, our hopes for 2024, and, just have a chance to, hang out and have fun. If you'd like to draw along, then, I'd love to see your art, whether you're drawing the same thing I'm drawing, whether you're drawing, something totally different, as long as it's, reasonably safe for work so I can show it on stream and not scare everybody, then, tag me on Twitter and, tag me with your art. I'd love to share your art on stream too. So I'm going to leave that note there for people who join later so they can see that too. And with that, let's get started. Like I said, I've never really drawn the Undertale characters that much. So I thought I'd start simple. Maybe start with Flowey, since, I think it's a pretty simple design. And I think that it shouldn't be too hard to figure out. I just need to figure out how thick a brush I want to work with. I've got it set to brush size 6. Let's see how that looks. And that looks pretty good. It's just for, sketches. Wait, I don't even know what layer I'm on. Let me check that out. So, yeah, I'm on the right layer. Nope, I'm on the wrong No, I had it on mute. I was sure I unmuted it, but I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry. I had it on mute. But now it is not on mute. Thank you so much, Mr. Pickles, for telling me about the no audio. Okay, so, yeah, I've just been trying to learn how to draw Undertale characters, starting with Flowey, because I figured it's a pretty simple design, so I thought that would be a pretty easy one to start with. Unfortunately, I got a little too excited about the art and had the microphone muted. Let me check and make sure, does it mute when I change, no? When I change, the scene or whatever in OBS, it's still unmuted, so I must have just accidentally muted it again after I unmuted it. Well, okie doke. So yeah, this is the Flowey that I did earlier, and this is the new one. And so yeah, I figured I'd just try to fill up this page with sketches of Flowey, and just draw him for a while until I'm happy, and then maybe move on to a different character. So how is your day or night or whatever going? What time and what year is it where you are, Mr. Pickles? And in the meantime, I will start another Flowey over here in the corner. It's 7:19 p.m., so same time as me, actually, same time zone. And this time when I'm drawing Flowey, I'm going to try doing the side petals first to kind of center what I'm doing so that I can maybe get the rest of the petals looking a little better. And I am having a heck of a time getting one side to match the other. And, you know, I know I could just mirror the image or what have you, but, you know, I want to do everything by hand if I can, since I'm trying to learn. And I'm going to say it's fine if things don't look perfect, because, you know, it doesn't have to be about that with art. It can just be, sometimes there's charm in it looking a bit rough. So I don't usually make New Year's resolutions. The closest I've actually come is this whole thing where, yeah, exactly, nothing's perfect, we're always learning. It's a very good point. Yeah, the closest I've ever come to making a New Year's resolution is this thing I'm doing this year. My birthday was a couple weeks ago, and I turned 40, so I decided to throw myself a midlife crisis and try new things during this coming year. But I don't usually make New Year's resolutions for January 1st. But what about you? Do you have any New Year's resolutions planned, or any plans in general for the new year, things you're looking forward to? And this Flowey, when I did it with the middle petals first, I don't know how to put it, except the petals kind of look kind of fatter and fluffier, and I think I like that. Oh no, just gotta take it one day. Yeah, yeah. That's a good way to do it. Just gotta take it one day at a time and just keep on trucking. So that's a pretty squiggly little that's a squiggly little stem for Flowey, old pal there. I can't believe I had my mic muted for 20 minutes again. And, you know, this time the little dirt patch is a bit squiggly, too. And I'm trying to decide what kind of face to give this Flowey. Because I'm trying to do some of the different faces. I think this one would be good for the... This could be good for the one where he's winking and sticking out his tongue. Probably not good for one of the scary ones so much. Because it kind of looks more like a silly pose rather than necessarily a scary or threatening one. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to zoom in on that face. And, you know, I'm going to use the eraser tool. I almost forgot the word eraser. I love when I forget random words. To clean that up a little bit. And I may color these later on if I want to. Or I may just leave these black and white because, you know, haven't decided. Okay, so, right, so what did I do? Oh, I threw OBS away. Come back, come back. Ah, there we go. I tried to scoot it off the screen so I could see what I'm doing, but I scooted it a little too far. Okay, yeah, so it's just a little winky face. Let's see how that turns out. Nice big eye over here, and that I like. And then the little winking eye is pretty low. And you know, I'm just going to let his face be a little off-center. And he'll be looking over to that side a little bit. And that is my cat once in. Come on, Teddy bear. Yeah. And then, let's see, the tongue. Yeah, it's just a kind of a smiley face. Kind of a, just sort of a subtle little smile. And a tongue. And does the tongue have a little line? It does have a little line to show the tongue. Are you going to come be on stream, Teddy bear? Kitty, 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 kitty. He may or may not want to. And that, I think, is the Flowey that I've been the happiest with so far tonight. Which is good. It means I'm making progress. Third Flowey out of 3 so far, and I'm liking it the best. But then, of course, I've always been partial to that particular face. I always liked that sprite. I thought it was kind of silly and cute. So, yeah, I'm liking that. You know what, actually? I think I've been forgetting I need these lines for the petals as well. That's what's looking weird. I gotta put it a little bit higher up and a little bit curved to kind of make it look really puffy. It kind of make it look like a little pillow almost. Whereas these, since they're more towards the bottom, they're a little flatter. And then kind of same with that. A little bit up high, a little bit. Yeah. And then I'll add these to this other one as well. Might be making those lines a little longer than in the sprite, but, you know, style differences too, right? And I really have no control when it comes to line thickness and all that. I'm just using whatever I happen to be on unless I have a reason to change it. I should probably pay more attention to that if I'm being honest, but I think, you know, if it looks good, it looks good. So, let's see. I'll make another... Oh no, we got room for more Floweys. Let's make a scary Flowey, finally. Because I haven't done that yet. Those are kind of harder face to do, because they've got all the teeth. and it's more of a detailed thing. So let's give that a go. And also I'm looking at the references too, of just like the actual sprites, and the face is not as round. Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong here. It's not a circle. Flowey's face isn't actually a perfect circle. It's kind of like a squashed oval, so it's a little wider than it is tall, and that is probably explaining why these petals are not reaching the top and bottom unless I make them big. But that's neither here nor there because we're moving on. So the scary face is more of an actual face shape. Kind of like a uneven outside of a figure 8 almost, or like an hourglass. So let's see. And it's also got the eyebrows at the top. And this is not, it kind of looks like a t-shirt. Let's see. No, that's not quite right. So I'm going to try that again. Kind of do like a really flat letter M at the top and see how that looks. And that, yeah, that seems to be pretty good. And then bring it down on the sides. And then I will make a thicker line once I get done with the basic shape to kind of make it neater where I've been picking up and putting down my pen, as it were. And then we just need the chin. It's almost kind of like it's almost kind of similar to the shape I'm going to be aiming for with Sans when I try to draw him later, but a little bit more complicated. And then, okay, so now I've got the basic shape down. I'm going to get a thicker brush and just go over it again. Not thick enough, so I'm going to go, I drew the original one with brush size 4, I'm just going to double it and go to brush size number 8. And we'll see how that looks. I know a lot of artists talk about not really enjoying doing line art over their sketches. I think because they say it can be painful depending on how they're holding the brush or whatever. It's something that takes a long time. It's tedious. For me, it's, even if it takes a while, it's one of the things that I kind of like the best because I don't have the anxiety about getting it wrong, if that makes sense, because I've already figured out, now, I mean, obviously you can get line art wrong and all that, but what I mean by that is if I've already got the shape sketched out, then I don't have to worry about, you know what, I haven't tried doing line art and talking at the same time, so that might be my problem here. But regardless, if I've already got the shape figured out, then I'm not trying to figure out what shape I'm drawing. I'm just, tracing over lines that are already there. So for me, that's kind of easier in a way, or less stressful. Whereas if I'm trying to pick colors, that's something that is also something that I enjoy doing, is coloring, because, that's more just a matter of what colors do you like and how do you want it to look, rather than, again, being something where I'm worried about messing up the overall shape and like, did I draw it right? Did I draw it well? And I know this line art does look pretty rough, but, I think, if I would zoom in, if I would zoom in and give myself half a chance, I'd probably have an easier time with this. It has been a little while since the last time I drew, so I forget all these things that I do to make things easier on myself. And this is kind of almost looking like a Kermit, like some kind of a frog face right now. Back to brush size 4, I want to put in the little eyebrow lines. Kind of looks almost like a little frog face at the moment. But I think once we put in Flowey's face, then it won't look so much like that anymore. Okay, so here comes... Okay, so the mouth actually goes almost all the way to the top. It takes up a whole bunch of the face for this scary, toothy grin that Flowey's got. So we're going to go all the way from up here. And this is not helping my case of making it not look like a frog, but that is okay. Yeah. And then a big ol' scary toothy grin. And let's see. Looks like he's got, yeah, 2 big teeth front and center. And, you know, I'm not trying to match the sprite exactly, but I want to get pretty close. So, no, that's too thick a line, so go with brush size 6. Nope, I'm not liking those teeth, so I'm going to start over and look and see what I'm doing wrong here. It might be that the top of the mouth... Yeah, we'll just... There we go. Big square teeth front and center. And it's always so creepy to me when Flowey makes this face and he's got his little human-looking teeth. That you don't expect on this cute, sweet little flower that's here, you know. And there is the rest. Oops. And I might have made the mouth a bit too tall at the bottom, but that is why we have the select tool, so that I can always fix what I don't like when I have something is the wrong size. Or if I make something too big or too little, you can always just, no, not tilting, we're shrinking here, come on. There we go. Yes, that's what we want to do, is shrink that. And then can add in the scary teeth at the bottom. And again, this flower might be a little bit tilted to one side, but that's okay too. And I will fill in these black areas a little better, just getting the basic shape in right now. There we go. And then I think I will move this whole mouth down just a bit because I think I got a little too excited because it looked like it was pretty high up, but I think I got a little too excited with how high up this mouth is. I think it should be a little bit lower down and make more room for the eyes up at the top. Yeah, I think that's good. So now, to get to work on Flowey's eyes for the angry face. So it looks like the bottoms are almost square. Just sort of the outlines at the bottom. And then the angry eyebrows get finished up. And what kind of shape are they? Okay, so it's kind of like almost like an S shape. Oh, I'm missing part of the, okay, so the eyes are kind of a square, but they do have a bit going back up there. And so now, yeah, there's a scary face. And then his eyes are kind of looking just right up at you. This face, I know that sprites are really simple, but the art in Undertale, it's really cool the way that, as simple as it is, this face has always been able to just really kind of give me the willies whenever I see it. It's just so creepy, and I love it. I love it so much, and I actually did not think that I was going to be able to draw the scary Flowey face that well. And it's not perfect, but it is so much better than I thought it would be. So let's see. These petals are kind of flat up here at the top. Oh, that's too small. I'm going to make that bigger. Make it big and fluffy and make, you know, those big fluffy petals make it kind of almost, you know, add that cute horror kind of thing. So it's like, that combination of being cute and puffy little flower that, you know, it could be friendly if it wanted to, and he probably was on another one of his thousands and thousands of runs. And sorry if I should probably have said Undertale spoilers, but, you know, we're in a little deep for that at this point. And, you know, game is, wow, it's almost 10 years old now, isn't it? When did Undertale come out? I need to look that up. Because I thought it was 2015. But what is the Undertale release date? Yeah, September 15th, 2015. Okay, so I was right. I'm not that late to the party. I am usually late to the party with things like video games or whatever. So sometimes I don't play them for even a few years after they come out. But apparently I was right this time. Undertale was 2015. So yeah, so 2015, heading into 2024 now, wow, it is going to be 9 years old this coming year, and, you know, that's crazy to think about, isn't it? Because on the one hand, it feels like Undertale has always been around, but on the other hand, it feels like, how is it that old? You know, how has it been around so long? And I think it's just sort of awesome when there's things, there's the puffy petal I want. It's kind of awesome to me when things come out and really inspire so much fan art and stories. And I'm sorry, it just looks like silly hair right now. I'm going to have to get those other petals in because right now he just sort of looks like, I don't know. He looks like an angry character from, I don't know, Gulliver's Travels or something. Looks like a angry Lilliputian that's mad that he got, somebody else got to be the mayor because they were better at leaping and creeping. So let's get another flower petal going here. Let's get another flower petal. There we go. And I will clean that up with the eraser tool. For some reason, the flower petal's on the left. I mean, you know, I'm drawing with my right hand, so it kind of makes sense that the left side would be giving me more trouble. But, you know, doesn't matter. Just gotta keep making attempts until I get it right. And also, you know, I've never seen a flower with perfectly symmetrical petals. Pretty close, but, you know, nothing in nature is, you know, completely perfect, so that's totally fine. And I'm going to give these kind of shorter little petal lines coming up from the middle. Still kind of going on a angle there, or, you know, a curve to kind of make these petals look really puffy. Cute puffy flowers, petals on this angy little flower. And there is an angry flowery face. Kind of a sassy side swoop on that stem there. And there is the little foot. And so there we have a few flowies. And that one came out bigger again because, you know, they're all coming out different sizes. But yeah, that's pretty neat. So I think I'm pretty happy with these flowies. And I'm going to get started on trying to draw Sans for a bit. So from what I remember with Sans, and from what I've been looking at, his face is kind of similar to that last Flowey. It's kind of a, I mean, kind of, it's got that, most of the artwork I see of Sans, the art that I like the best, kind of has that Steven Universe look to it. But I'm just looking at the sprites, because I don't want to just, you know, I don't want to just copy other people's fan art interpretations so much. I might, you know, I'm going to be inspired by that. I can't help it. But I don't want to try to learn based off of somebody else's art, and, you know, especially on stream like this. So I'm just using just straight up screenshots for all these references. So Sans has got kind of like these two squashed ovals on top of each other for the shape of his face. And that is what I'm going to start with here. I'm going to start with one squashed oval. On top, and that might be too squashed. Might be a little too squashed. Or too much of a curve in at the bottom, if that makes sense. And I have never drawn Sans before, so this is going to be a very first time. You're seeing it live here, folks. Rebecca draws Sans for the very first time, and we'll see how it goes. Oh no, that's not good. That's okay. That's what the eraser, that's what the eraser and the Control Z is for. But you're getting to see the whole process here. And what I might do is I think I might just back it up to the a little, about halfway out of there. Yeah, because I think I brought those cheekbones in too sharply again. That is much better, I think. Much better shape. And I'm going to use the eraser tool and get rid of where I've got too much line coming in. I'm going to make the eraser much bigger because I am impatient and I don't like working with a small eraser. So, get rid of that little line. And get rid of that little line. And it's not perfect, but that is the very first Sans face outline that I've ever done. And I see what the problem is. The top is too small. So, I'm going to erase a little more. No, I'm going to just grab it and cheat a little bit. And there, that's a bit bigger. There. That's probably better. Nope, that's not better. What I will do is erase just this corner here because it's too much of a sharp corner. And then I will try to match that side a little better to what I did on the right. And I need to change to paintbrush tool again. And that is a little better, yes. I like that better. The lines are a little rumply and uncertain, but it's been a while since I picked up doing art, so that is to be expected. At least, I'm expecting it. So, okay, so the nose is going to be pretty easy. It's just an upside down triangle. That's going to be, because it's a skeleton. Oh, that's pathetic, teddy bear. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. He doesn't want to be on stream. He's just going to come up here and cry. That's too tall a triangle. So what I'm going to try to do is a little bit of a wider, cuter triangle face. There, triangle shape, sorry. There we go. And I think that is going to work out pretty well. Doesn't have to be too big. Sans' nose isn't all that big. Yeah. And then the familiar little banana smile. It kind of looks like a banana to me. Nope, that's not very even. That's better. And it's not, it's not exactly like the sprite. The sprite's a little more, it's more angles and stuff rather than just smooth, but, again, interpretation. And then the eyes, or the eye sockets. Oh, that's a nice Sans eye socket. Okay, let's see if I can repeat that the other way. Pretty good, pretty good. And let's see. So the eyes just have the little dots. So what I'll do is I'll fill in the eyes and then go back with the white or with the eraser. No, I'll go in with the white to make the actual pupils to move around. So I'm going to make this bigger to fill in. And again, I don't want to just use a paint fill. I want to actually do this by hand. It's almost like, I don't know, it's just, it might take more time, but it's more fun. And, it's more hands-on-y. I am going to use a bigger brush, though. Size 20. That's pretty good. And then you can fill in a bunch at a time. And I'm not even going to try with shading. I haven't even gotten to the point of coloring. So, right now I'm just trying to get these basic shapes down so I have a basic idea of what do these characters look like. because I would love to do fan art. I've got an idea simmering in the back of my mind for a comic that I'd like to do, a web comic for Undertale, a fan comic. And before I can do that, I have to be able to draw the characters. And I don't have to be able to draw them, as well as anybody else. I just have to draw them well enough for myself. I'm not competing with anybody except myself for this. And it's just gotta, I'm gonna be happy if the characters are able to be drawn reasonably consistently, if they look recognizable as the characters, and if the art is up to my own personal standards of what I know I can do with art. Because, obviously, like I said, I'm not competing with anybody except myself, but, I want to stay up to my own standards. So, Sans is looking pretty annoyed, so we want to have a good time. So I've got to get a pupil in there. And now Sans looks a lot happier. What is he looking at? What is making Sans smile like that? I could give him a bottle of ketchup to smile at, to be honest. Okay, and so the teeth, it looks like, is just straight lines up and down, and not really any kind of a cross line for the teeth. They're just a single row. It's just a kind of like a harmonica or a grill on a car or something like that. And that's pretty cute. I'm very happy with that. So yeah, okay, Sans. Okay, you can have a bottle of ketchup on the house. I'm not going to guarantee that this ketchup is going to look great, but that's okay. It's okay, it doesn't have to. I'm going to start with the bottom of the bottle of ketchup. There. And then straight lines up. Straight lines up for a bit. And then, nope. Oh, why is it giving me trouble like that? It's okay, I'll move over to this side first. Fine. Good grief, have it your way, art program. And let's give our ketchup a label. And write ketchup on it. Nice, fancy font. And it's okay if it doesn't all fit on one side, because it kind of wraps around the bottle. It just has to be enough for people to know what it says. Ketchup. And we're going to make this little bonus character here. We're going to make it Grillby's brand ketchup. And let's see, I haven't got any references for Grillby's. Have to look that up. So I'm not sure, oh yeah, that's right. He has glasses. I forgot, and a bow tie. Okay, so since this is a label on a bottle, it's not actually, Grillby. It doesn't have to be exact. It has to be kind of, stylized. So we'll give him his little glasses right here. Nope, that's too close to the middle. Just whoops. There's one glasses lens, and here's the other glasses lens. And then we'll just do a stylized little bow tie at the very bottom. And I will fill that in. And that is our Grillby's brand ketchup for our very happy boy Sans. Oh yeah, I think I actually will color this ketchup in, or at least, fix the top a little bit there. We'll make this fancy corked ketchup. Oops. And I will fill it in for Sans. We'll fill it in for Sans. Sans gonna get his ketchup. It's gonna be boring if his ketchup isn't red, right? So we got ketchup, and what I'm doing is I'm staying a little bit away from the edge of the bottle because I want to make it look like, it's not quite to the edge of the glass. And then on this side, because it's looking kind of like we're looking at it on an angle. So the ketchup is actually touching on this side. That's on purpose. And I know it's silly. It's just I just picked the automatic, red. I could have, given some more thought to what color would the ketchup be or try to shade it or whatever. I'm just doing flat colors, really simple. This is more about kind of figuring stuff out and chilling and having fun rather than, stressing too much about making this art perfect. And, yeah, after drawing this ketchup for Sans, then I think we'll try to do another Sans, but maybe this time we'll go straight. Sans never gets a break, right? We'll go straight from this to like a more of a Megalovania Sans, because I want to, who doesn't like drawing Sans with the flaming blue eye, That's a lot of fun. Not for, Sans, not for Frisk so much, but, it's still fun. And Sans can have his ketchup and drink it too. I don't know, that didn't really mean anything, but whatever. Yeah. So, I know it's kind of a rumply bottle, but that's fine. That's fine. I should get a bigger brush because this is it's going to be 2025 by the time I get done filling in the ketchup otherwise. Not really, but So, oh, hi, Strongish Skull. So, it's kind of zoomed in right now, but I am currently drawing a bottle of ketchup for Sans. First time I've ever tried drawing Sans. I think it came out pretty well for, what I was expecting. So, how's your day going? And, you're in Ireland, if I remember right. So, are you already living in next year? Is it 2024 where you are? Yeah? I'm still in 2023. It's only about 8 o'clock at night where I am. So how is 2024? Is it safe to come out? Is it safe to come into 2024? Is it looking good so far? And I'm going to clean up this just a bit here. Well, I guess I should actually let the ketchup come down. Can't be worse than 2023, I hope. Oh, yeah. Yeah, hopefully 2024 will be a really good year. Do you, have you got any New Year's resolutions or anything you're excited for this coming year? Not really? Oh, that's okay. I don't really have all that many plans either myself. Just kind of taking it as it comes. Let's see. I have not actually drawn the rest of Sans, just his face, but that's fine. That's good enough. On to another Sans, and this time I'm going to try to draw Sans having a little less of a good time, or rather, Frisk is having less of a good time. Or rather, the player is having less of a good time. Why do I always make his... Why? I say always, this is the second time I've drawn Sans. Why am I making his jaw too big? Let's try that again. That's good. And then the little nose. So, I want to try to do not just sticking with the sprite itself for how the flaming eye looks, but I kind of want to give this my own flavor and not really look at the... What am I drawing with? I am drawing with the trackpad on my laptop. I never really got myself a drawing tablet of any kind, and I just don't draw often enough that it's ever really become a necessity for me to look into. I might get one eventually, but for now I'm just drawing on my laptop trackpad. And I think if Sans is going to look angry, then I'm going to need to cut out, well, not cut out, but like bring down eyebrows or eyebrow ridges, rather, kind of over his eyes. So I'm going to kind of... Nope, that's too aggressive. I'm going to kind of swoosh out. A bit on the corner there, just to make him look a little angrier. And let's see, with the blue, pick a blue I like. That looks good. And I'm going to set the opacity to like, out of 255, I'm going to set it to 150 and see how that looks. And I'm just going to try to do this in one swell foop so that it there. And then I am going to see if I can fill that in. Nope, that's going to look weird. So I'm going to have to do instead is a much bigger brush. And just, I'm taking that all the way to brush size 50. No, that doesn't work either. So I think what I'm going to do is start with, I'm just not going to do the, you know, I'm just going to make another layer. I'm going to do that. And then I can do the brush with the opacity. Okay, so actually I'm going to start with a kind of a, almost a pupil. And then I'll take the opacity down to 100 and make the kind of the flame. Now I'm gonna try to get that swoosh a little better. Nope. Maybe a little smaller and fatter. That's too low. That's good. And so now, nope. Doesn't like doing a paint fill, when the opacity is not there. So we'll just kind of play around with the brush sizes and maybe a few little sparks, mini flames coming off of there. And now not the most intimidating Sans I've ever seen, but, you know, that's okay. Maybe if I add in the mouth, which usually the face is kind of a grin, and in the sprite I think it still is, but I'm gonna kind of make it more of a better than you could do. Well, I don't know, maybe. It's better than I could do when I started, for sure. And not as good as some other people can do, but, you know, I don't have to compete with them. I'm only competing with myself. So I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and make this the upside down smile. No, we're gonna, our comic here has got a perpetual smile, and come on. Maybe a little bit of a tired cheek rather than quite a puffy one. And then kind of straight across the top, so. Yeah, I like that. Add in the teeth. No, I can do better than that with the teeth. I'm letting myself get into a hurry. That's my biggest problem with art for me, is I have a tendency to get impatient and I rush because I want to see the finished art, so I allow myself to get in a hurry and I don't take the time to really focus on the details and to really make sure that I wait and get it to look the way that I want it to before I move on. Now, you know what? When it's that straight and perfect, it just makes it look kind of uncanny. So I'm going to stick with the more quick and less perfect lines. That's better. And then I'm going to... Nope. That is not quite what I wanted. I'm going to give him kind of a angry eyebrow ridge. Yeah. Oh, I've been drawing on the wrong layer. Haha, that's okay. Now I'm back on the right layer again underneath the oops, underneath the blue fire layer. And I'm gonna kind of do what I did with Flowey and kind of give him like these ridges there. So now we have an angry Sans, such as it is, and I'm gonna give him his hoodie this time. Or try to, anyway. So it looks like he's got kind of a white fur lining over his hoodie. So I'll start with that, I think. The kind of the, yeah. Oh, that's not what that looks like. Okay. So it's more of a... Oh, okay. So his fur lining thing doesn't even meet in the middle. That's what I'm doing wrong. Okay. So I'll start here, actually. And do the center part. I guess his shirt on the inside. And then we can bring the furry hoodie part around to meet it. I don't know, maybe that's his collarbone. I can't really tell what the sprite's intending. So, there we go. And there is what his hoodie is going to look like. Okay, so no. It doesn't... I'm used to drawing hoodies where they wrap around the other way, where they kind of wrap around the face is how I usually draw it, but it looks like it's drawn differently here. So, it's more of a kind of off the shoulders kind of a look with Sans. And that is also kind of what this stream is about with the learning to draw the characters, is how does the design work for these guys? It looks like he's got his zippers or whatever. Sorry, looks like he's got his zippers kind of going down the jacket from there. I don't know what that is on the sprite, so I'm just gonna, wing it. Whoops, that's coming out right. So whatever those designs, zippers, button patterns, whatever it's just going to be. That's just going to be little lines that kind of hint at it. So let me move this over a bit. And then I'm trying to remember which hand he uses in the Megalovania fight. I think it's his right hand. We're just going to say it is. If I get it wrong, that's an easy fix. So I just need to and then hands right in a pocket. Nice puffy clothes. Super cozy. Super cozy and warm. Perfect outfit for Snowden. And we're going to make the puffy outfit out this way. And now I'm going to have to draw a skeleton hand, which I have never drawn that before either. Just even separately from Sans, I haven't drawn skeletons. Whoops. And then the pocket over here. And then kind of it's kind of one of those pouches, I'm going to say. You know, one of those, I guess it's like a double pocket because it does zip. And this may not be exactly Sans' design, but, you know, kind of go with it. And let's see, what is the base of his jacket? It's just a base of his jacket, so it's kind of, I guess, tucked in a little. Or it kind of, I'll give it a little hem just to give it a little bit more detail. Kind of one of those little elastic bands at the bottom. And I will do the same on the cuff of his sweater. And let's see. So I haven't got a reference for his hand, but I'm just gonna kind of maybe I better actually look up a skeleton hand. Sans, you know, a skeleton hand reference. So I kind of know what I'm look like. Know what it looks like. Okay, so it's just gonna be the long finger bones. And I think Sans' hand is kind of covered by his sleeve, kind of like I'm wearing now. It's going to kind of come down over it a bit. So I'll make those first finger bones. I'll make those first finger bones a little bit shorter. Or rather, not finger bones, but hand bones. And I don't know whether Sans has, you know, all four fingers and a thumb. In cartoons, they often simplify that. So we'll do that. We'll simplify it and give him the three-fingered hand like the cartoons often do. To do that, I am going to have to make these a lot fatter. There we go. That's better. That's better. And the thumb has to be a lot shorter, because it's a thumb. So actually, I'm starting to understand why artists, study skeletons and draw, from the base up. What did I do? What did I touch? I touched some hotkey. It sent me to a magnifying glass instead of my art tool. Well, that's okay. So there is a skeleton hand. Who put the fork in the garbage disposal, as they say? Could be better. I am going to grab that, and I am going to cheat, and I am going to make it bigger and fatter, because that is too little a hand for Sans. Needs to be bigger. Come on. What did I? Oh, come on. Oh, no, I didn't. I drew a thing instead of selecting. See, I always seem to forget that. I keep forgetting to change the tool that I'm using. I was so confused because I thought I selected it, but I just drew a rough circle around Sans' hand. So let's try that again with the right tools. There we go, right tools for the job. And it's not going to be, it's not going to be, come on. It's not going to be perfect, but it does not have to be. I just want to, I am going to leave well enough alone and not try to mess with that anymore. So let's see, what do we have here? We have we have an angry Sans, and we have a happy Sans looking at a ketchup bottle. And I think I know it kind of looks silly, but that's okay. I'm pretty happy with what I've got. And I think that that is a good place to leave it off tonight. I'll see if anybody, we do have, somebody is live we could raid if we've got anybody in chat. We've got Real Dave Gone Wild. So would you like to raid them? If so, then I guess just hang on tight, and this is the first time I've raided anybody. Let's see what happens. Raid Real Dave Gone Wild, and we'll see what they're up to today. So hopefully I did that right. The raid has been created. Here we go. And thanks so much for watching. I had a good night, and Happy New Year. Bye. Oh wait, I have to hit the raid now button. Okay.